You can't be like, oh, well, here's some more logic, here's some logic, here's logic. Will you buy? Will you buy right now? Come on. It's good logic. If logical sold solar, dude, we would be able to sell everybody. Dude, we would run a report for every house we went to. We'd be like, here's your old bill, here's your new bill. Let's sign here, right here. Hey. Breathe in. In. I'm an elite closer!
Elite closer!
I serve the customer at the highest level!
Serve the customer at the highest level!
I get 1% better every day!
Get 1% better every day!
I treat objections as complaints!
I treat objections as complaints!
I have no ego! I have no talent! I will never, ever quit! I just walk and talk like an elite closer!
Just walk and talk like an elite closer!
I'm ready to close! Let's go! Woo! All right. So because I'm being recorded, I didn't even come up with a training, but I've got something idea. You guys all heard the door-to-door stories yesterday, and that was the first door I knocked on. But the second door we knocked on was actually a bill and a sit. So I'm going to kind of go through what Dimitri did, and then I took over the conversation. So I'm going to talk about when you're setting doors or when you're closing, the best thing is that you don't want to ever, you want to use brevity. Do you guys know what the word brevity is?
Super short.
Short and to the point. Less words, more impact. There's a book on this called Brevity, right? Less words, more impact. What is a common theme when you're nervous? What do people do?
Words on it.
And do the more words ever get you closer to where you want to be? What do? They dig you a deeper hole, right? You're nervous, you're talking, you're over talking, and what it's going to do is it's going to confuse the customer and it's going to dig you a deeper hole. So what we want to do is we want to use less words and make more impact, right? You want to use evocative words. You guys all know what evoke means, right? Give me some definitions.
Some that
It's going to elicit some sort of an emotion. You want to use evocative words. So we don't want to use filler words. We want to be very precise in our language. The more precise that you can get in the language, the more impact you're going to make in less amount of time. We're not going to try and take like 40 minutes to get a pitch out, right? This should be very quick, and you should be able to what's the first thing that you're going to do inside of a context of a sale? What's the algorithm? What are you going to do the first thing you're going to do? Break preoccupation. So first thing, break. So a couple weeks ago, I told you guys my pitch, and I kind of like was telling you, it fucking worked yesterday, it worked last week, very effective, because one of the things that you got to do is if you're like everyone else, what's going to happen? What kind of results will you get? You're going to get the same results that everyone else got, which is no deals, right? And so what we have to do is we have to be more elite than that, and if you're in this training, you are going to be more elite. So the breaking preoccupation, what's a good way to break preoccupation? Name, that's good. So name, go name, call them by name. What else? Bandwagon, out, everyone's out. Joke, it'll work on some people, won't work on everybody. Ask Jeremy. Go ahead. The first thing, and you guys knock doors all the time. You should be able to, all of these things you guys should be implementing. Know any of your neighbors. Ask a question, immediate question. The common theme for most people is like, hey, my name's Luke. I'm working with OWE. We're doing the power projects. We want to tell them what we're doing. And what do most people expect? If you're at the door, you open your door, you're expecting someone to tell you that stuff, right? So why don't we just do something outrageous and crazy? You guys all heard the story when I was in Texas. Me and Justin were knocking the door. We're setting an appointment. You heard what I said to that guy. Dude, I immediately embedded commands and confused him, did an embedded command structure, and this guy was willing to buy from me, although he was a renter, right? Now, here's the thing. If we're doing doors and we have unlimited amount of clients and potentials, shouldn't you be willing to try whatever works? Well, shouldn't be willing to try the whole gamut? And so what most people do is they get stuck in habitual patterns. We get stuck in our own habitual patterns. Hey, my name's Luke. I'm working with OWE. We're doing the power projects. Have you guys seen what's going on? No. Did you guys get the utility bill? No. Do you guys want me to leave? Yes. Are you guys interested? No. Like the whole thing is like you're doing a no set on the knowing your way out. So what we want to do is we want to break preoccupation very quickly. The first thing we're going to do is I love calling people by their names. Name's going to immediately, it's going to evoke some sort of emotion. They're going to ask themselves, how does this guy know my name? How is this guy a bill collector? Is he the IRS? What is this guy doing? If you stand confident, cool, confident, relaxed, these guys, you're going to break all their preoccupation because they're curious. We want to elicit some sort of curiosity, right? if you can elicit the curiosity inside of a customer, they will always sit there and listen. And plus, you're going to grab their attention. So if I go to the house and I'm like, hey, my name's Luke, I'm working with the OWE, we're doing the power projects. I know you guys have seen probably some of our guys around. Did you guys know that the utility company's going up? No. Did you guys get the utility bill increase? No. Okay, well, what we're doing out here, and then what do we feel compelled to do? We feel compelled to explain exactly what we're doing there at the house, right? What if instead you were to do something completely outrageous? What if instead of going up there and saying some sort of rehearsed lines like this, and by the way, most of you guys have ingrained neural pathway habits that trained you to do this exact same thing door after door. Told you guys about when I first started, if I'm not paying attention, I'll revert back to the pitch that I used that wasn't effective because I did it for so often, right? It's habitual patterns, neural pathways. So what if instead of trying these other things, what if you tried something completely outrageous? Like what I like to use, and I like to use some of these words right here. Hey, John, dude, the neighbors are out. This is really important. I got to tell you what's going on. Another way to do this is like, hey, this is super important. Come out here and I got to talk to you. Now, imagine this, that when you're knocking doors, how would a cop knock somebody's door? Assertive? Would you guys say that is authority? Is a cop going to knock the door with authority, or is he going to knock the door with passivity? And so do you think if a cop knocked the door very passively, do you think he'd have any success? Hey, I need you guys to come on out. No, beat it. Hey, dude, come out now. Like, what's the difference between the way that I'm speaking, my tonality? So one is like, I'm going to be the authority figure, and one is going to be the passive figure, right? Now, I'm not telling everybody in here that you have to be the authority figure, but what I will tell you is if that you can act that role, the authority figure will get you much further advanced, right? And it's acting the authority. And the other thing, the authority comes with confidence, right? So it's like, do I have the confidence? Am I new? ADEX is relatively new. So it's like, hey, I'm new. Do I have the same sort of authority? You might not have the authority, but you ask yourself a simple question. How would someone with authority act at this given situation? Just ask yourself a question. If you ask yourself a question, what do you get? Answers. Will you get answers to how to act authoritatively, or will you get answers on how to act passivity? You're going to get authoritative answers, right? And so now what we're going to do is we're going to act on that. So the other thing I love to do is like, hey, John, hey, dude, the neighbors are freaking out. Let me kind of tell you what's going on. Come out here. I got to talk to you real fast. And then you just make a motion for them to come out if they're behind a screen door. Hey, come on out. Sometimes people will follow you. A majority of the time people will follow you, but maybe it's that little sheeple lady. She's just like, I'm not coming out of my door. But at the end of the day, dude, whatever you're going to do is we want to be able to break the preoccupation. At that point, you're going to feel compelled to tell them what you're doing. Like what we used to do in alarm days is we would talk to people for as long as we could without telling them why we were there. That was the whole goal. One of the guys that owned the company, Elite Security, he used to talk to people for these long periods of time without even telling them what he was doing. This was like the goal. This was like his like championship moment, that he'd be able to talk to these people without even telling them what he's doing. He'd start asking them inquisitive questions. Now that typically works in a smaller town, but what I will say is that like what we want to do is we want to do something different. We don't want to say we're doing the power project. This is something that I do pretty regularly. I'm going to say, hey, we're listening during the power project. This is really important. Let me tell you what's going on. So I'm going to tell you guys the one key ingredient is calling them by name. Hey, John, this is super important. I got to talk to you real fast and tell you what's going on. The neighbors have been freaking out. The utility bills are increasing. You got an insert. You probably threw it away just like everyone else. But some of these neighbors didn't throw that away. And what they saw in that insert is that the utility bill is going to double in 6 years. So they're looking for solutions because they have this massive problem. And so what we're doing is we're actually running solutions and looking to see if we can help some homeowners out. I'm not here to sell you anything. And by the way, this is a true statement, because are we selling them right then? No, we're setting a consultation. First, we got to see if they qualify. We literally don't know if everybody's going to qualify. We don't know. If they got a big giant tree in their backyard, chances are they're not going to qualify. In fact, I called someone last week. I was like, your house doesn't qualify. There's a ton of Texas deals. I was like, dude, you don't qualify. There's a ton of the Texas group and stuff. They're trying to give me deals. I was like, these guys don't qualify, dude. The margins are absolutely terrible. They're absolutely atrocious. So, like, we know that we're not selling anything. So that lessens the buying pressure for these people. If people feel like you're going to sell them something, what do? Shields up. Oh my gosh, this guy's going to try and sell me stuff. He's going to try and take money out of my pocket. I don't want to give him my money. How do I keep my money? And so what we want to do is just say, hey, listen, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm just the person out here qualifying homes. So what we want to do is we just want to run your utility bill and see if you guys are qualified. We're not going to work with you if we don't save you money from day one. We're not going to work with you if there's any out-of-pocket expense for you. Now, here's the thing. We have a new option at this point, right? You guys all remember the virtual power plants. How many of you guys in here have been using that? Dimitri, you didn't use it yesterday? You didn't use it a single time yesterday?
Right, Justin? Not all the time.
Listen, is a virtual power plant completely different than anybody's ever seen before?
Yes.
It's like completely, we've never been able to offer this, right? Here in the state of Arizona. Is this pretty accurate? So what if instead you're like, hey dude, hey, I know we've been having some guys canvass the neighborhood. We're talking about the virtual power plants. Did anybody stop by a couple weeks ago? No? Okay, great. Yeah, that's going to feed some curiosity. Like if you talk about virtual power plants, like, what do you mean virtual power plants? What are you talking about? That gets them to think about a virtual power plant. Now, if you're a customer and you're answering the door, what are you thinking about a virtual power plant? You're thinking of all sorts of ideas to make this make sense, right? Like virtual power plant, what could that be? What are they talking about? The guy yesterday, before he yelled at me, he was like, virtual power plant, what's that? Oh, and then he started yelling at me right afterwards, right? But here's the thing is like, you're going to break all their preoccupation by telling them something they haven't heard before. Don't be like the other 50 guys that have knocked on their door talking about the exact same thing as everyone else. The worst thing that you can ever get is like the last guy was telling us that same thing. He was telling us that same thing and we didn't want to do it then. We don't want to do it now. That is the worst thing. That means that you have to change what you're saying at the door. Your linguistics are definitely going to matter with the way that you're saying it. If you're saying the same thing that everyone else that came through there said, it's not going to work. Now, in areas that are really saturated, if you're knocking APS, it's a very saturated area, we've got to be able to switch it up. If you're talking about virtual power plant, hey, listen, we're doing the virtual power plants. We sent you guys a letter probably about a month ago. You probably threw it away just like everyone else. But let me tell you why this is super important, and let me tell you what's going on. If I tell you that, what is your brain thinking? If you put yourself in the context of a customer, what is your brain thinking at this point? You're wondering, and you're thinking about a virtual power plant. You're thinking about how this is important. You're thinking about all these other things. Are you thinking about, no, I'm not interested? Has that even crossed your mind? Not if I've gone out there and I struck when the iron was hot. I immediately broke your preoccupation. I called you by the name. Hey, this is super important. We're talking about the virtual power plants right now. For the first time ever, SRP is allowing you to be able to produce your own energy, but they're also going to pay you for the energy that you're producing off of your rooftop. So let me tell you why this is super important. The utility company is going to be doubling their bill in the next 6 years. A lot of the neighbors are freaking out. Now, I'm not telling you that you're freaking out because your bill is going to double in 6 years, but a lot of the neighbors are. They're wondering how they're going to pay their utility bill, put food on the table. They're wondering what sacrifices they're going to have to make. They're wondering what temperature that they can tolerate. Is it 82, 85, 86? They're wondering what they're going to do strategically to make sure that they can pay the utility bill and put food on the table. Now, I'm not telling you that you're in that same position. There's no way, shape, or form I'm telling you that you're in the position that having to make sacrifices for the utility bill. But let me kind of tell you why this is super important. If you look at the trajectory, they're closing the biggest coal plant in the nation. Here, not only are they closing the biggest coal plant in the nation, but they're also building 27 data centers that are going to be online in about 18 months. There's article after article talking about the data centers consuming massive amounts of power and that Arizona can't feed the energy for these people. So people are freaking out. Now, this is my career, so I'm obviously very well versed in this and I'm educated. You probably had no clue that they're building 27 data centers, did you? Like, no, I did. Yeah, I've been seeing them. Okay, you saw the biggest data center in the country out in East Mesa, right? Did you know that was a data center? Yeah, I kind of knew that. Yeah, it's the biggest data center in the country. When it's operational, it's going to consume more energy than the entire population of Mesa in a year. Now, I'll tell you why this is a big legitimate concern for you. Because when they start consuming more energy, and then the Google data center, which is across the street, starts consuming the same amount of data, same amount of energy, like where does that leave us? Like, how's SRP going to provide them power and then provide us power? How would that be possible? You don't have to be an economist to figure out what happens when supply goes down, the demand skyrockets. What happens with prices? They go up. How much do they go up? Depending on the supply and demand, right? So you got 2 data centers. These are 2 out of 27 that are consuming all of the energy that SRP used to produce. Now you got what? Now you got what are they going to do? So I'll tell you what they're going to do. And this is why this program is so absolutely spectacular. So what we're going to do, we're not here to sell you solar. We're here to be the new utility company. But here's the benefit for you. We're not selling you the solar. We own, maintain, and guarantee the solar system. All we're doing is we're showing you how we have a drastic reduction from where your bill is today. It's drastically reduced to here. But here, this is going to look too good to be true because I got another thing for you. SRP can't produce the power fast enough. So they're actually willing to pay you up to $1,200 a year for you to export that energy. So I run the report. A couple things I'm going to look for. Number 1 is I have to save you money from day 1. Number 2 is there can't be any out-of-pocket expense for you guys. So if those if those two criteria are met, we'll come back and we'll show you what this looks like. All I need to be able to do this is I just need the graph on the utility bill to be able to run the numbers and make sure that you're going to qualify. Go grab that for me real fast and I'll finish entering in the information. How much brevity did I use? Everything I did was intentional. Like building this pain story. Did you hear how I built the pain story? What did I do about the pain story? What would people be out about? Where did I guide their attention? Did I make a healthy comparison between what, I let them figure it out. Like what happens when supply goes down, demand goes up? What happens with prices? They go up. They're saying that. Am I saying that or are they saying that? I'm just connecting the dots. But now they're like, yeah, it's going to go up. Okay, cool. That's why all of the other neighbors, I'm in a bandwagon, all the other neighbors are freaking out about this. So for the first time ever, and now I'm coming with solution. I led with solution, but I went back to the problem and then I came back with a solution. I don't care how you get there, but you have to build the pain, the emotional pain for people to make a decision to be willing to even sit with us. If there's not enough emotional pain built in there, people are not going to make the decision. If we're like, hey, dude, we're going to show you this is a math equation. It looks from here to here. I'll use that, but after I build emotional pain, dude, this is a math equation. Here's your current bill, here's your new bill. It's just a drastic reduction. You look at this, makes sense, right? If you have the gas analogy, I'm going to do gas analogy. If you went to the gas station and you had a $3 rate or a $1.50 rate, which gas would you buy? You'd buy $1.50, right? Absolutely. So this is what this is looking like. That's going to affect the logical part of the brain. Now, if you're affecting the logical part of the brain, what do we know about logic and emotion? How do people buy? How do they justify? Logically. So if we lead with logic the whole time, are people even incentivized to make a decision that's going to be emotional? Are they going to make a decision based on logic alone? You can't out-logic a nervous system. It's an impossibility. You can't be like, oh, well, here's some more logic, here's some logic, here's logic. Will you buy? Will you buy right now? Come on. It's good logic. If logical sold solar, dude, we would be able to sell everybody. Dude, we would run a report for every house we went to. We'd be like, here's your old bill, here's your new bill. Let's sign here, right here, right here. You don't have to trust me now. Trust the logic. And people would make a decision. People aren't going to be moved by that. So we have to build some sort of a pain. But the dichotomy here is like, how much pain do you demonstrate? I was with Dimitri yesterday. Great pitch, really good pitch. He's absolutely made some improvement. But then he started going on and on and on. And like the customer's like confused. He's like, he was all off in Wonderland, right? He's like, I don't understand what this guy's doing. So I'm very explicit about what I'm doing, like why this matters to you, why this is important to you, and here's our trajectory. This is what we want to do for you, right? And by the way, too, I got into it with this guy. I was like, listen, hey, dude, I'll tell you how we're going to make money because this is going to look too good to be true. And framing it like this as well is very important because what I've found is that most of my cancellations are happening from people that think this is too good to be true. They're like, there's got to be a catch. He's lying to me about something. He's lying because this is too good to be true. So I've actually considered making people pay a deposit. I'm really considering maybe, like, yeah, dude, it's usually a $1,000 deposit. We're just going to ask you for a $500 deposit. I'm really considering this at this point because it would be less too good to be true. Would you guys agree? I think I might try it out, and then if they balk, I'll be like, okay, let me call my manager and let me get this. But I think that if they have some skin in the game at that rate, then I think that it might be more committed to this process. Just because it would shore up the cancellation, and by the way, too, if they did cancel, I get $500. Something I'm considering, and I might pitch it. In fact, today I'm going to pitch it. I'm going to pitch it today. In fact, I'm going to make a commitment to you guys. And then if they don't do it, I'm like, let me call my manager and see if I can get this. They're like, you told me no money out of pocket. Like, yeah, I did. I'm sorry. Let me call my manager and see if I can do it. But here's the thing, though. In that trajectory, you want to frame this in a way that's telling them what's in it for them, what's in it for us, and why they should do this, and why we're interested in doing this. And also, I'm going to explain why the utility company wants to do this. Why do you think SRP would have a virtual power plant? Why would they have that?
Because they literally can't get enough power.
So the first time ever, they're offering 5,000 customers a virtual power plant. Why do you think they would do that? They've never done that before. Why are they doing it now? Dude, they know that they're in a tough spot, right? They know. Dude, for the first time ever, they're offering $54 a kilowatt. Dude, they know that they're in a tough spot. So now they're eliciting the help of people that have power plants and have battery sources that they can tap into. This is a great time to be selling solar. This is an absolutely marvelous time. We know that, but how do we effectively communicate this to customers? We do that by painting a picture and telling them that story. We paint the picture, we tell them a story. The other thing is you get more explicit about telling stories that will pertain to the actual customer that you're with. Like I was just with a customer that had the same exact thoughts and feelings just like you. And here's what they found. you do the feel, felt, found equation, but you're using some sort of a customer that pertains to their current situation. This is like next level sales, when you can tell a story and you have a story that you can tell about somebody in the same situation or same experience. Now you're leveraging story. Now they'll relate to that story, they'll put themselves in the customer's shoes, and they're going to make a decision to do this. What I'm going to stress to you guys the most is use brevity. Use brevity, but make sure that you're breaking the preoccupation, you're building the pain, and then you're coming in there as a solution. But I always like to do why. So in my presentations or at the door, I'm always explaining why. Why are we doing this? I'll tell you why. We're going to make a lot of money in 25 years. We're going to make a lot of money. We win by making money, earning your business. You win by saving tens of thousands of dollars. And the utility company's winning because we're lessening the burden on the grid. It's the few relationships where everybody universally wins. Can you kind of see how that works? You're providing power to the grid. We're earning your business by being a cheaper, cleaner option. And the utility company's using this cheaper energy. You're lessening the burden on the grid. Can you see how everybody universally wins? Yeah, we can see that. That's exactly why this makes sense. So I know that you're going to say this looks too good to be true. I know that's going to come out of your mouth. But what I want to tell you is this is exactly why this works. Because of this, this, this. And I'm going to connect those dots for the customer. So the more conversation and dialogue that you can have with them, but also here's the other thing too, which I see most people struggle with. I saw Dimitri struggle with this. When there is a pause, what do you guys typically do? When you guys, you're like, oh my gosh, I got to keep talking. I got to keep talking. Yeah, but I guarantee if I followed every one of you guys around and I was like with you guys, like you're like solid talking, because like I used to solid talk because I'd want to take control rather than saying something, making impact and creating some space in there where the customer feels compelled to speak. So you make a point, like, can you see exactly why the utility company's f***ing out because they don't have enough energy? Can you see why that's happening? Here's the other phrase we use, like the utility company's f***ing out. They don't have enough energy to supply all Arizona and the data centers. You guys probably haven't noticed this or seen this, but they've just released a memo that they're actually willing to pay customers that have solar systems and battery sources because they don't have enough energy. For the first time ever. In fact, the utility companies, we've constantly had to fight with SRP, but for the first time ever, they're willing to come and negotiate. Can you see how that works? That's right. Why do you think that's working like that right now? They can't keep up. So for me, this should be warning tracks for everybody out there. They're willing to finally negotiate and help solar customers, whereas they hated them before, but now they see this trajectory that they're on. They can't build the infrastructure fast enough, but now they're willing to pay customers, whereas they used to penalize them. If you're just a smart thinking person, wouldn't you consider, like, why are they doing this? They've always fought solar, but now they're conducive to it and they're paying customers to be able to use their excess energy. This should be a warning sign. And when you look at patterns, you see them fighting and now they're like 100% they want people to do this so they can use that extra energy. This should be a warning sign for everybody out there that stuff is coming. Rolling brownouts are happening. Rolling brownouts are going to happen. There's going to be energy shortages. There's going to be price increases. There's good reason for people to be out. Can you see that actually trajectory by looking at this pattern? Can you see how that works? You can. Okay. So that's exactly why we're here today. We're here to solve problems. We're problem solvers. And I know it sounds cliche and it might sound kind of corny, but that's exactly what we're here to do. We're here to make you independent, give you an actual power, a power plant on your rooftop, a battery source that runs your house day and night, and allow you guys to have absolute independence from the grid. And also be a benefit to the grid. You're no longer a liability, but you're an asset. You're what's called the generation station to the utility company. They're accepting your excess energy and they're marking it up and they're selling it to other additional customers for a premium, and they're making money. You're making money. Everybody's happy in this relationship. Can you see kind of how that works? Does that make sense to you? So as long as you guys are clear to understand, be intentional about what you're saying at the doors. Don't fill the conversation with a bunch of filler words, which I do sometimes too. If like I'm just like, oh, I don't know what I'm saying, I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't intentional about that. I'll start filling it with filler words to try to be more, to just try to like fill the space. Rather than trying to fill the space, just let the space be in there. But does that make sense to you? I gave you guys my pitch. I gave you my pitch that I told you yesterday. In fact, knocked like 30-something doors. I think I talked to like the one guy in the morning, and I talked to one of the customers. That's it. Talked to 2 customers yesterday. Made an appointment. Let's see if the guy passes credit. 370 average is a good bill. Like if you can see this trajectory, if you can see how we're using brevity. Now what I want to do is I want to start having. We're going to do some role play, and I want you guys to use some of this brevity. Also want you guys to implement and start practicing the virtual power plant thing. I want you guys to really be able to hone on this. And here's the other thing. There's a massive amount of urgency to the power plant. Why? There's only 5,000 people. I don't know this, but I'm going to tell them, yeah, 3,700 have already signed up. 3,700 have signed up, so that leaves us 1,300. This thing's going like hotcakes. We want to get in before we can't get in, right? Would you rather get in now when they're paying you or when they're not paying you? Wouldn't you rather get in when there's 1,300 left, or do you want to wait till they're not paying anything? It would be more beneficial for us to get in now, wouldn't it? Okay, good. So that's exactly why we're going to start the process today, so that we can make sure that we can fulfill this agreement with the utility company. So who wants to be the first person up here to leverage the pitch? Adix, no, Adix was trying to get up here. Come on, let's go. Good job, dude. High five. Only balls in here, you and Jeremy. The rest of you guys are like, oh, I'm not going to say anything because I'm scared. Can I be the customer?
Sure, I'm down.
And what kind of customer should I be?
Sheep.
Gotta really do my acting skills at this point. What's up, dude?
Hey, is this the Ward's residence?
It is, yep. What do you want?
Oh, that's amazing. I'll be super quick. Not here to sell you anything. Dude, your neighbors are out right now. Just been kind of talking to them, helping them out with a lot of the virtual power projects that are going around. Do you know what's been going on with SRP right now?
No.
Okay, so I'll be super quick, super simple. Data centers are being built left and right. We have a lot of people coming in from Texas. The group's really struggling right now. Have you gotten like a letter from SRP explaining everything?
No.
All right, so I'll be super quick. Like basically what this letter is explaining, like
Okay.
they're going up by like 4% every year. Your bill is gonna double in like 5 to 6 years. Nothing I can do right now. Before I get out of your hair, what's like a super high bill for you?
700.
700. That's like a Kia car payment.
There's more. Two payments. That's 2 Kia car payments, dude.
Dude, can you like imagine if that doubles 900?
Yeah, that would suck. Yeah, I'd be pissed off.
Suck, huh?
Yeah, but what do you want?
Okay.
What are you trying to do?
Well, right now I'm just here to give you information, just tell you what's been going on.
Okay, can you drop it off and I'll just look over it later? Oh, come on, dude. Go. No, he did good. Hey, good. You did good. So you got. I think he probably gets good at the first part, and then he gets the door slam, and he hasn't transitioned yet to the rest of the pitch, right? Yeah. So it's about like here's the other thing. Your structure was good. Here's the other thing. Here's one of the coup de grace that I'm going to give you guys right now. You ready? The way that you're speaking to me, is that how you talk to people? I know, but the way that you're talking right now, is that how you like to have a conversation with Kevin or anybody else?
No, I'm a lot more like.
Hi, my name's. We're working with a lot of the neighbors. Dude, they're freaked out. Dude, here's the thing. When I talk to people, or I'm in a home, or I'm at the door, just talk like you normally would. Let your personality come out. People will like you, people won't like you, but people appreciate authenticity. So how can you be more authentic at the doors? So you don't have to put on some crazy weird persona. We're here to help people. We're here to serve people. We're here to like make changes and people have it. So the utility company's freaking out. Neighbors are freaking out because they know the supply and demand issue. Supply goes down, demand goes up. What happens with prices? They skyrocket, right? And that's about to happen. That's continuously happening right now. They just went up 8.9%. Most people don't even know they went up unless you're a little old lady and you laminated the insert they sent you. Did you guys do that? Because you're living in you have luxury problems, right? Like a $500, $600, $700 bill isn't going to break you, right? Yeah. But what would a $1,500 bill do?
Good job.
So we're going to talk about a little bit about that. But what I want to really talk about is the rolling brownouts and blackouts that are going to happen. So imagine in your house, it's 115 degrees out and you don't have any energy, right? And it's for an entire day. What are you going to do? There's no energy. How are you going to make a swamp cooler work? Yeah. Have you ever sat in your house at 100 degrees? I wonder, can you imagine what that would be like sitting in your house at 100 degrees? Yeah, that's what we're here to solve. And I'm not telling you you're going to qualify. I'm not here to sell you anything. My job is to just make sure that we can get you qualified. I'm not going to work with you if I can't save you 30% from day one. And I'm not going to work with you if there's any out-of-pocket expense for you. How this works to qualify for this, we're just actually going to do an assessment on your utility bill, and we're going to see if you can qualify for cheaper, cleaner power. Right? Does that make sense to you? So all I need is the utility bill. Go grab that for me real fast, and I'm going to input this into my engineers. So like I just kind of was all over the place with that, but did you guys see the simplicity of this? My tone, how did I speak to him? Myself, I'm just authoritative for the most part, so the way that I speak. And if you're not authoritative, just be who you are. Like I'm not telling you have to be the authority role works very good, which is why I'm probably successful in sales. But whatever your personality is, like Jeremy's like a jokester. He's making jokes the whole time, right? But here's the thing, if you could just like lay this on to these guys and tell these guys the important information, and I kind of missed a couple things, but I still at least got the point across, right? People are now. And then I'm asking him, can you imagine sitting in your house at 100 degrees? Dude, it's coming when there's going to be without power, and people are going to be sitting in their house at 90 to 100 degrees here in Arizona. Guaranteed. I promise you right now. with the utility company taking action and paying people to put solar on the roof, dude, this is going to happen. They're already strategically trying to plan for this by paying people for their energy on the rooftop. That shows you what position that we're in. Believe it or not, that's the position we're in. And it's our job to communicate that effectively with the customer. SRP has never done this before. But you guys kind of see how I did that? Now, I want you to come at me again, and I want you to just be yourself. Don't worry about saying the right things or the wrong things. Remember what we're here to do. We're here to talk about the problem. Here's the problem. We're here to demonstrate our solution, and we're here to get the utility bill so we can schedule a time to meet with them to help them. We're here to help people. Now, come at me again. Just be yourself. You're not in front of a bunch of people. It's just you and yourself, right? Let's go. What's up?
Hey, are you Luke Ward?
Yeah.
Pleasure to meet you, man. I'm 8X. We've been trying to contact you, SRP, your neighbors. Everybody's freaking out right now.
Okay. What are they out about?
Have you seen any of the data centers being built left and right in Gilbert, Mesa, and
I don't know. I haven't really paid attention.
So then I'll just be super sweet. Huge power demand, very low supply. SRP, for the first time in history, is trying to reach homeowners to get them off the grid because they're really struggling right now.
Wow, I didn't know that.
They sent a whole letter out explaining how, you probably threw it away.
Probably.
Yeah, so basic letter, 4%, really struggling. Bill may double in 4 to 5 years. Nothing we can do right now. But before I get out of your hair, what's
700.
700?
Yeah.
Yikes. That's
700.
like a Kia car payment.
Dude, it's 2 Kia car payments, bro. 2. My wife has a Kia and I have a Kia. And that's the equivalent of both our car payments.
Super awesome. I love Kias too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. Well, where do you keep your thermostat at?
85.
85? So you guys are really strict.
Yeah, I'm hot right now.
Can you imagine having to go up to these with a double bill in 4 to 5 years?
Well, we've kind of pushed it to the limits right now. I couldn't imagine doing 90. That'd be too hot for us. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Going to happen in 4 to 5 years. We have the biggest data center being built in East Mesa, biggest one in the whole country, and it's just sucking up a lot of energy. But there's nothing we can do right now. The reason why I'm here.
So why are you here?
The reason why I'm here, see if I can qualify your home to where we become the new utility.
Are you selling me solar?
No, I'm not selling you solar. Yes, you get a lot of guys knocking on your door all the time.
I do get a lot of other guys, and I'm just sick of it. You guys knock every week.
How many guys have you gotten to?
None. You're the first guy.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
But there's going to probably be another one this week.
Yeah.
So we already looked at it. Didn't make sense. We're not interested.
Your buddy Kevin, he had the same problem. It just didn't make sense back then during net metering. Super high loans. There's no battery. Really didn't make sense, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so what we're doing is completely different. What we're doing is purchase power agreement. We give you the solar. We warranty both the roof and the battery. We maintain, own, and permit all of it. All the burdens, you get all the benefits. If it breaks down, whatever, you're no longer reliable. Our world energy. And what happens is power from that solar. And essentially, we become the new utility. It's quite simple. I like to use a gas analogy. You go to a gas station that's Tesla and Our World Energy, $1.50 per gallon. Then you go to another gas station, same gas, same quality, same SRP, $3. Which one would you rather go to?
The cheaper one.
Tesla and Our World, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. We become the new utility. Take that SRP, give you a new bill, 40% cheaper.
60% cheaper. Yeah.
Don't say that.
All right, 60%. Sign me up. Let's go. 60%. Okay.
The reason why our bill is so much better is
Okay.
25 years, your neighbors are having a $3,000 bill, you're still stuck at $150 a month.
Okay.
And it's also, you've been seeing a lot of the California guys coming in.
Yep.
Huge strain. We're going to become the next California. Brownouts and blackouts. That's why the battery in this plan is a Tesla V3 Powerwall. And the reason why this is a super good battery is while blackouts are happening, that doesn't affect you. All the power that you overproduce, that goes into that battery in there. And then from then on, that will keep you through any blackout, both day and night, whatever happens. Nothing we can do right now. What I can do is I can set up a consultation. I have an engineer, his name's Kevin Baylor, super awesome guy, really badass dude, chill. All we need is just a picture of that meter and the bar graph on your SRP. Do you get that online or in paper?
Paper.
So I'm gonna go take a picture of that meter. You go grab that bill. Meet up back in 30 seconds. Sound like
Okay. Here you go.
All right, cool. So what we could do now, I'm gonna send it to Kevin. He's gonna analyze everything, and he's gonna make a personal report of this. Just 3 qualifications. 1, no financial commitment on your. If you have to put a down loan, whatever we have to cancel it because that's not serving you in the best.
Okay.
Secondly, we have to be saving you at least at day 1.
40. Okay.
Just say saving.
Okay.
Saving day 1.
Okay.
If you're not saving any less, we have to cancel the whole plan. That's not serving you at all.
Okay.
I don't even know if this house can qualify.
Okay.
Third, when Kevin shows you the report, your jaw has to be touching the floor.
Wow. Okay.
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 If you don't do that, let's go. We have to cancel it. That's not serving you the best interest. You're clearly not wild enough.
Okay.
All right. Cool, man. So are you available mornings or evenings?
Evenings.
Evenings? Okay. So it looks from my team, Kevin has a 4 o'clock appointment. Is that okay with you?
When?
Let's do tomorrow.
Nope.
How about the day after?
4 o'clock?
Yeah, 4 o'clock Thursday.
Let me check.
Okay, perfect, man. So I just texted Kevin. He's aware of everything. He's already analyzing the report. We'll call you up in 40 minutes to see if you qualify.
Okay.
Well, I hope you have a good night, though. God bless you, man.
All right. Good job. Good job. Hey, that was good, dude. High five, bro. I know we're analyzing like a lot of mistakes, but dude, that was good, right? I'm gonna say right now, like I'm actually, dude, I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I'm super impressed, dude. That was good. That was good. You transitioned well. You took a little bit of time. Here's the other thing: is like a lot of times we talk at people and we don't engage them, but that's fine, dude. If you're just doing that, like you're gonna get deals just because you at least transitioned. I was waiting for you to transition. I was waiting for you to ask me some questions to get some internal dialogue from me, but that was good. That was a really good structure. I like the structure. I like talking about a little bit of pain. You could do some improvements on things. One is always engage them. Like you want to engage them. You want to engage the other person so they're talking. In fact, you want them talking a little bit more than what you're talking. You want to make the points and then ask them questions about the points that you're making so you get some engagement from there. Very common theme for all salespeople is to overload the customer with a bunch of dialogue. We just want to talk, because we feel like we have the greatest deal ever. I feel like, dude, like I just got to tell people about how good this deal is. And they have to listen because this is really, really, really beneficial to them. But without engagement, you're just talking at people, but it was really good. The transition, the pain, the talking about these things, it was kind of all over the place, but that's okay, dude. All of the stuff that you did, it was really good. So just keep doing that, and you're going to make lots more deals, right? You'll refine that. And by the way, do not say 60%, do not say 40%. Yeah, I say that. I had to switch my stuff because I used to tell everybody 30%. And then there was one customer I called, like I had to call him, I was like, I can't get 30%. It's an impossibility. He's like, no, then don't come over. And so I was like, okay, good. We're not going to come over. I killed myself. I'm like, hey, I have to save you money from day one. Not only that, it can't be any out-of-pocket expense for you. I just use brevity. Remember, I'm not trying to go on this long-distance run with these things. I have to save you money from day one. And number two is that there can't be any out-of-pocket expense for you. Is that fair? That usually gives people a space that they feel a lot of peace of mind knowing we're not going to waste your time. Do you feel like that? Do you feel like that because we give you those guarantees? Okay, good. See, I'm engaging you. I'm engaging you. You can ask open-ended questions, you ask closed-ended questions with like a yes or a no, but you can obviously ask other questions that are going to be open-ended that can allow them to explain. But everything that you did was really structured real well. But it was a completely different thing when you started acting like yourself rather than acting like some phony baloney, some guy that doesn't exist, right? We always are going to feel much better when we're acting from authenticity, acting from ourselves. We have something amazing to offer people, and you just got to believe this and know this and go out there and offer it to people and be authentic about it. Like when people are like, no, I'm not interested, like, dude, you would be interested if you saw what this looked like. You'd be interested if you knew what I knew, and I promise you that. You got to give me 5 seconds, dude. I'm going to tell you exactly why this is super important. And then I'm going to open up some dialogue with some people. So let's have 2 other people let's see if anybody can top 8x. I'm going to pick 2 people. One person be the customer. Are you going to be the sales guy?
I'll be a customer.
Okay.
Sales guy.
Be the sales guy. Be the sales guy. Be the sales guy.
Dude, and then by the way too, Ben, I know we've trained a lot of stuff today, but just try to remember that stuff, but just do what you normally do. Okay, who's going to be the customer?
What do you think? Come on, this is great.
Oh boy, let's see where this one goes.
Hey, what's up, man?
Yo, what's up? You're Dimitri?
Yeah, Dimitri, what's up, man? What do you
Awesome,
want?
dude. I'll be real quick. A lot of you neighbors are really free, but I'll be kind of quick. A lot of you neighbors are out about that. You probably do it away with like, this is solar.
Not interested, man.
Doors knocked a lot by solar guys.
Yeah, every day.
Before I take off, like, this is about so expensive.
I don't want to.
So, have you like said what it's
2 years ago.
What did you look at? Was a loan?
Yeah, it was a loan.
$70,000.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm assuming you probably didn't.
No, the reason I don't like
So I guess what I'm hearing is you weren't gonna like, kind of like
Yeah.
the energy.
Yep.
Okay, so hey Dimitri, a lot of people feel exactly like this. So what people found is that they didn't have to put in any. People found they had to put a pocket. This is a government incentives program. It's the whole cost of them for you guys. So it's very simple. I'm not here to sell any solar system. If you guys qualify, the solar on there tied in with the backup battery at no cost and the power that this.
So what I hear is.
It's not free. Nothing's free.
Okay.
It's just a fully funded project. Now you guys, instead of paying up your bill, we're just gonna that's how simple it works. Now I'm not sure if I'm not sure if I can work you, but I can't work if you sent day one, and I can't work if you. I can't work if there's any sort of. I can't work with you if I can't save you money day one, and I can't work with you. There's any sort of
So is it like a lease program right now?
So it's something similar. It's called a power purchase agreement.
Okay.
Basically, we just become the electric company. We maintain them for you guys. But like I said, first we had to run it. Like I said, I can't work with you commitment, and I can't work with you. But before I head out, what's even like
$420.
$20? Like 2 AC units or a pool?
I have a 1 AC and I don't have a.
No pool, just 1 AC units. You guys like usually 2 degrees comfortable with? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. This is kind of like another reason why people like yourself would just love this, because it just lets you guys to have that freedom of being able to use. Except you're just not paying a super high bill to use the energy the way you want. We're just gonna drastically lower that bill down here, and now you can have the energy the way you want. You can have the ability, better quality of life. At the end of the day, like I said, I'm not sure if you guys can qualify energy port, but the only way it could really make sense for you guys by taking a look at that bar graph that's in it. We send that back to the engineers, see if you guys are qualified. How do you get that bill as a paper?
I get a paper, but again, I don't want to sell the energy.
You don't want to sell it.
No.
What do you mean by that?
Power and store it and possibility of way out. Is
So
that what you guys do?
you want to produce the power on to store it. And when you say selling your
I don't want to just.
want to sell it, what's the biggest concern about that? You don't get paid enough. So
Doesn't
you want to
make
get
sense.
paid for whatever you get, whatever you.
No, I don't want. I don't want to sell my whatever I can produce.
Yeah.
So the batteries.
Yeah, so this is exactly how it works. Like I said, if you qualify, we give you guys the equipment that's going to produce the power on. So this is exactly what you're looking for. But like I said, we had to run this energy port first to see if it makes sense.
Okay.
So we just need to take a look at that bar graph. You get it online. Okay, go grab the utility bill real quick, and I'll in 30 seconds. I'm using a lot of power. I'll send this back to the engineers who go to work and qualify. My engineer, he'll be back here in the neighborhood tomorrow or the day after. What works better for? Okay, so like a Saturday. Okay, what mornings and forenoon?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'll put you here at 11 a.m. If it doesn't make sense, I'll just call you up and be like, hey, look, you didn't qualify. If you do qualify, me and my engineer will be back here on Saturday at 11 a.m. We'll share how this. Yeah, it only takes about 15 or 30 minutes. And from there, if you like it, like you don't do it. I gotta take off, but it was really nice chatting with you. Okay.
All right, good job.
Oh shoot, yeah, phone number.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Good. Go ahead, sit down. That was good. I liked it. That it was really good. A reframe. It was a good. You followed the system real well. He gave you some objections. You asked the questions. You restated a reframe. That was good. You can tell like he's been knocking doors. You can tell he's been following training. The only other thing that I would suggest that he do, so when he's like, I don't want to sell my power, and then you did ask. You're like, what makes you? You asked him. So you dealt into the specifics rather than be like, oh no, you don't have to do that. You dealt into the specifics, but it's very important that you close that loop. There's an open loop. He told you that, and you never gave him like a firm, like, okay, well, this is what you're going to do. Like, okay, so I hear you that you don't want to sell energy back because you're not getting compensated the fair market value for that, right? Okay, great. We'll make sure to put that in the report so when our engineer comes back, that is a main priority for you, right? You want to keep that energy because it's much more valuable for you, right? Okay, awesome. I'm going to put that in the report, and I'm going to let the closer deal with that. So the closer comes in, and he's going to answer that. And the closer's going to be like, yeah, I 100% understand where you're coming from. We're not going to be energy independent. We're not going to be energy dependent. We're completely 100% energy independent. What that means is that you produce all your power, and you store it in your battery, and you use your power during the day, and you use your power during the night. You will give some back to the utility company, but that's just going to take care of some of the minor little fees and stuff that they have. And they're going to give you 6 and 7 cents a kilowatt for that energy anyways. The other way that we could go about this is we could just produce enough energy that you use all that and store it in your battery, and then we can use some from the grid. It's ultimately up to you. I believe that absolute energy independence is the best. To have complete control over everything, that is usually the best. It's going to be the best economical advantage. But at the end of the day, it's up to you. So like we ask, I'm not telling you to do that, but like, okay, so what I hear you saying is this, and you don't want to sell that energy back because you're not getting a fair market value. I'm going to tell the closer that so that when he comes back, he's going to show you a report that gives you exactly what you want. It's very important that you honor exactly what they want, but then you're circling back and you're closing that loop. Because what he did is he left an open loop for Dimitri, and he never told Dimitri like what he was going to do with that. Dimitri told him like 4 or 5 times about him wanting that. So like, okay, and he did a good, like, what makes you say that? That's a great question. You're dealing specifics. He's like, well, I'm not getting fair market. Okay, got it. I understand. Yeah, you're exactly right. They aren't paying you fair market value. I'm going to put that in the report, and when the closer comes back, he's going to show you exactly how that works. So we're going to show you exactly how we can give you exactly what you want. And then we'll present them an option. Here's exactly what you want, or here's an idea that you can actually sell that energy back, and it can eliminate some of those fees. But that was good. Let's pick on someone that never does this. Josh, Ivan, Josh, and Ivan. Come on, let's go. We're out of time, but let's keep going. Who's going to be the customer?
I'll be the.
Customer?
No.
No, he's going to be the customer.
I'll be the-
Yeah, we've heard Kevin sing. Kevin seems really well trained. Even Adix, the young kid. All right, you be the door guy then.
All right, bet. Let's go.
All right, dude. Bro, his regular tone is sing-song, though, dude. So it's like, I don't know. Josh might need to change his personality a little bit. Hi! What is Josh? All right. I'm going to get out of the pictures. She's like filming this stuff. Let's go.
Hey, how's it going? Nice to meet you. I'm Josh. We're actually in the area right now. Talk to a lot of your neighbors. But fully up front, and I'll be super quick. SRP, they're losing. Did you by any chance insert about the virtual power plant program? Okay, so have you seen like all the data centers that they're building now here in the area? Well, long story short, they're going to be sucking up more power than the entirety of Mesa uses combined. So you don't have to be in a figure out what happens. Supply is down in like what happens. So we're just qualifying homes to see which homeowners can take advantage of this before it goes away. Because right now, obviously, SRP's been raising rates like they've been year after, and with the trajectory of where everything's going, like everybody's gonna. But I was curious before I get out of here. $600. Holy smokes! Like, dude, they're gonna like owe you a Ford Raptor here pretty soon. Like, golly. So like, I don't know if you can imagine like, how you guys feel when that bill goes up another $50, $100, then right? But if there's another option out there where you didn't do that, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it would make exactly why we're here to qualify for this program. The simplicity is that if it does so, we upgrade how the power gets to your home, leveraging solar, but more battery technology.
I appreciate it though.
I totally understand how you feel. Actually, a lot of your neighbors felt the same way in the past, but what was it that you felt? And I'm right there with you. Like, I'll be completely upfront. If I was asking for a whole bunch of money out of pocket and had to wait 9, 10 years to get return on investment, yeah, I wouldn't do it either. That's actually why we flipped this. Now we purchase all the equipment, but you get all the benefits. This is that you're not paying for the equipment, and the simplicity is that we're taking you from 6 kilowatt hour down to 2. Now, again, I'm not sure if it's going to be a good. We still have to run the report, and the way that we do that is assessing your utility bill. Do you get that online or in the mail? So nothing in this world's free because we call that a. We're acting as your new utility company. You're just not having to pay for any of the equipment the installer made. So at the end of the day, we're just seeing which homes can qualify because there are a couple of factors that need approved. Right. One, we need to see day one savings. And two, again, there needs to be no form of out-of-pocket for startup. As long as we meet that criteria, we'd be more than happy to show you what this looks like. And at the end of the day, it gives you a couple of options when it comes to how the power gets right now with SRP. Like how exactly. So it's all about putting that in because at the end of the day, people aren't doing this. They're doing it to have control, freedom, predictability, and a better quality of life. And if you can't see the value in that, then obviously don't do it. If you see and everything is exactly as I'm saying, just show you the next step. Now, and you said, Ivan, you get that utility bill in the mail? Takes care of the bills. Do you know by any? Oh, okay. Hey, well, it sounds like you locked down a good one. You just take it in and she's it from there. Nice. Okay, so what we can do then, since obviously she's the one who's all that, is she available by any chance? She's at work? Okay, so do you know, and you said that your high bill is $400, right? $450, and then like, what does it come in like those 120?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so I can do a basic based off about a 300. Does this house have one or two? Two, and then do you have a pool? What's this? Okay, so I'm gonna make a note of that, and then we can get that rough report together. Now, obviously, when we come back and my engineer, we just need to take a look at that bar graph, so just handy, and then we'll literally take zero it into. But when you said that your wife was working right now. When do you guys usually? One or two? About 5. So 5 o'clock. So let me just double check real fast. Okay, so actually, are you guys going to be available after 5 o'clock today? Not today. Okay, so would tomorrow, the next day, be good tomorrow? All right, perfect. So I'm going to go on ahead. I'm going to put you guys down for, we'll say 5 tomorrow for my engineer to pop back by. But last question before I get out of here. Say hypothetically the panels are on the roof, you're now blackout proof with a battery, you don't have to pay anything out of pocket, you've got day one savings. What will be your big what's going to be in that report? All right, well, we'll see you tomorrow, Ivan. Right. Tomorrow between 5:30 and 6. That is correct. All right, it's nice meeting you too. Take care. God bless.
That was good, dude. That was actually really good, dude. Wow. All you guys have made such dramatic changes. It's good to see that the training has actually didn't go on deaf ears. That was good. That was good. The other thing I would say with that is like, dude, you want to lace the benefits into him. Like, dude, obviously you want to save money, right? Yeah. And obviously you want to be blackout proof, right? And obviously you want the control and the freedom that this comes with, right? Yeah. That's the benefits for you. And so that's exactly why we need to run this entry report and make sure that you're going to qualify. If you qualify, dude, this is going to be, it's going to look too good to be true. I'm just going to warn you that right now. But if you qualify, I just have to send this back to the engineers and make sure that it's copacetic. So that was really good. You followed the textbook example, and then you gave them some pushback. You came adamant, and that's exactly what I'd hear someone say. That's exactly what, oh no, sorry, oh no. You know, you see that. Here's the other thing too, is like everybody in here is like, when we say solar, we usually get rejected right from the very beginning, right? Don't be scared to say solar, because this program is completely different. There's a virtual power plant, plus there's also, we're not selling them solar. So like, dude, like, listen, yeah, I know, exactly, 100%. Yeah, this used to be a big, expensive loan. That's how all the programs are formatted. Right now, though, we're not trying to sell you solar. We buy it. That's a line I use all the time. I'm not selling you solar. We're the ones that are going to buy it. I'm not selling you the battery. We buy it. We maintain this thing for the next 25 years. The benefit for you is it's substantially lower than what your current utility bill is. Sometimes I'll say you like the utility bill is like 50% less than what you're spending. I didn't say they're going to get 50% savings, so it's going to be 50% less. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't, right? So at the end of the day, that's exactly what I'm going to be pitching, and I'm going to lace it back to them and make it personal to them. But that was a good job, dude. Everybody did a great job today. Really impressed with everybody, the training. We didn't get everybody out here, but Chris, massive improvement. Josh, massive improvement. Adix, massive improvement. I'm sure the rest of you guys have massive improvement, man. I'm just really impressed. And seeing the skill set on the training, you guys should all be setting 3 appointments a day. What the hell is going on here, dude? Dude, everybody in the room should be setting 3 appointments a day. Like, I'm like baffled now. Like, how are you guys not setting 3 appointments a day? Everybody in here is 3 appointments a day, minimum. Talked to 2 people. One guy fought me, and the other guy I set an appointment with yesterday, dude. Like, all of you guys with the same skills, it's a duplicational process. Everybody in here should be making 3 appointments a day, 3 minimum. If you're not making 3 minimum, you're doing something wrong. You're not doing what you're doing here in a controlled environment. You're doing something different. So just do what you did today to have those same sort of results. If you continue to work the magic, if you continue to work the training, you guys will all set 3 appointments a day. Every single person in here should set 3 appointments a day. Never seen people be able to spout off the stuff that we just spouted off today. Even Chris, Adix, who's brand new. And then Josh, obviously, who's been here a long time. He's a great student, but never been able to see the implementation like this. So it makes me feel, one, is that my training's making impact. But number 2, like, I'm now scratching my head, like, how are we not getting 3 appointments a day? You guys have the skill set. You have the linguistics. You have all of the components that you need. The next is just going out there and collecting these deals. There's 3 deals a day that everybody in this room can get. We should be doing a minimum of 20 deals a week with the training and stuff that we just showed today. So let's go out there and make it happen this week. Let's go, man. Kevin, how many deals you got this week already?
Got 1.
All right, let's go, man. Take us out.
Definitely getting something good.
Come on, Jeremy. Let's go, Brad. Come on, Evan.
Let's go, Evan. All right, True Grit on 3. 1, 2, 3.
True Grit! All right, dude. Let's go.